How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Ai Dungeon, and oh boy, are you in for a treat. The game has completely outdone itself this time. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's go. You are ROLZAN, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a staff and a spellbook. You finish your long journey and finally arrive at the ruin you've been looking for. You've come here searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. You look around and you see nothing but a pile of rubble. You have no idea where this book might be, and if you've come all this way, you may as well try to find it. You decide to search through the wreckage. You cast a spell to illuminate the ruins. You search around the ruins, but you find nothing. You search around to find anything that looks like it was once a library. You find a few broken pallets, but there's nothing that looks like a bookcase. Something glints in the pile of rubble. You scan the pile of rubble again. You go over to the pile to see what was shining. You reach over the rubble. You pry some of the rubble off and find a small chest. The chest is locked. You pull out one of your lockpicks. You use the lockpick to open the chest. You open the chest and find nothing inside. Your staff comes in handy again as you notice a large shiv made from a simple piece of iron. You continue your search looking for any sign of old books or paper. You find nothing for a while, but then you notice some dusty old tomes on a shelf. You check out the tofus and see they look like children's stories. The book has to be in here, you think to yourself. You walk towards the tomes. You read a few of the books, noticing that they are all about summoning. You look further into the bookcase and find a smaller book. You open the smaller book. You open it and find a piece of paper with an ancient formula on it. You read the formula aloud and discover that it is an infernal summoning ritual. You pause for a moment to see if the summoning spell you just read aloud has summoned anything. You had opened the book on the ritual as you were reading the formula by accident. You really don't want to summon anything up, but you decide to read the incantations anyway to see what happens. You begin to feel very sleepy. The feeling gets worse and worse as the words of the spell weave themselves into your mind. You try to fight off the spell, but you can barely think straight. You feel like you're getting very sleepy. You might be too sleepy to resist if you have the book in your possession. You drop the book in shock. You don't feel sleepy anymore. Congratulations, you've completed the sleep spell. Is that all I came here for? You ask yourself. You don't find the Book of Essence, but you do take the book regarding the summoning ritual. You walk back to Tellis, seemingly in a daze. See you in another life. You head out of the ruins for the hidden path outside. You notice a figure standing at the edge of the ruins. You can barely make out the figure's face, but it looks like your father. Dad? Your father looks at you and quickly runs to you.
Oh, thank God you're still alive!
He hugs you tightly.
I thought the orcs had killed you!
He begins crying. What orcs? I was just searching for a sleep spell, apparently. I didn't see any orcs. Your father begins sobbing.
I had to make them believe you were dead. I had to protect you.
You're not quite sure you understand. Why are you dealing with orcs in the first place? You demand. Your father begins sobbing again.
Please, just go. It's a long story.
You begin to get angry. I think we should both leave. Your father nods and begins packing up a few odds and ends.
I'll tell you all about it on the way. Just get in the speedboat, okay?
What time period are we in where I'm a ruin-searching wizard and we travel by speedboat? You ask. Your father laughs a bit.
That's a great question. Do you like dinosaurs?
You nod.
We're in the time of the dinosaurs, all right, but only, well, the future of dinosaurs.
How far in the future of the dinosaurs? Are they still alive? Your father laughs again as he packs.
We'll take care of that on the way. Come on, get in the boat.
You get into the boat and your father pushes off from the shore. It's a speedboat, Dad. You don't need to push off. Also, you've gone from crying your eyes... I'll try that bit again. It's a speedboat, Dad. You don't need to push off. Also, you've gone from crying your eyes out about orcs to constantly laughing about dinosaurs. You're unwell. Your father stops laughing.
I'm sorry. It's just so funny. All the wonders of this world, and I'm stranded in the past.
He goes back to pushing the boat. Dad, let go of the boat! You scream. It has an engine! Your father ignores you. The boat slowly moves along with the stream of water. You think about casting a fire blast at one of the lizards that walks along the shore, but there are too many of them. Where are we going now? Your father sighs.
I'm not going to tell you. You'll get scared.
You snarl.
Promise you won't scream?
You nod.
Fair.
Well, go on then. Where are we going? Silence. Your father stops pushing the boat. You see an island nearby.
We're going there.
The island looks fairly lush. Probably due to the amount of jungle. It's also fairly close. What's on this island? Your father grins.
Anything you want.
The island is yours. You decide to call it Islandia. You pause. Why do I want an island? One that is almost certainly riddled with dinosaurs. You swill, looking around.
I don't know, I just feel like you want one.
Your father laughs.
Well, I'll get the present unwrapped then.
You have not wrapped an island. You do not need to push this boat. Your father laughs.
I can't get these presents opening.
He continues laughing as he walks off the boat, leaving it drifting away. You barely notice it drifting out of view. You watch your father sink to the bottom of the lake. Your father sinks to the bottom of the lake and turns into a stone. You continue floating, watching as Islandia grows smaller and smaller. Somewhere on the island, a rumbling is heard. You turn in the direction of the rumbling. You head towards the noise. It comes from a hole in the ground, with bushes growing around it. You walk up to a bush and press your hand against it. You move the bush aside to see what the noise is. You push the bush aside. You see a large snake sleeping in the hole. It rouses, slithering off to one side. You watch it go and finally, the curiosity gets the better of you. You peer into the hole, trying to make out what's inside. You peer into the hole. You see a darkness, which you peer into. You finally see movement. You step back. Oh, it's just a garden. You investigate the garden. You walk along the edge of the hole, peering into other holes. Some have plants in them, others appear empty. You walk for a while before you hear your name being called. You turn around. Is that you, Lucas? You ask. I don't see you! A figure steps out from behind a bush. It's your sister, Dasha. Dasha, what are you doing here? Also, Dad sank to the bottom of the lake and turned into a stone. The same thing as you, I expect. I've been exploring this island. I can't find a way off it either. But never mind that. How's your father? He's your father too, and I just told you. No, not like that, she says, laughing. I mean, how is he as a person? Like, has he changed? Yes, he's changed into a rock. Dasha steps back. Oh, I didn't know that. She frowns, shaking her head. She seems almost hurt by it. I can see you're hurt by this, and rightly so. Dasha shakes her head again. I'm the only family you've got now, and you're joking about my father being hurt. What do you mean? He's a... That's a what was the word you used? Crustacean? Dad's a crustacean! I never used that word! I said he was a rock! Dasher gives you an exasperated look. Please, you know what Dad is. He's a dad, she says, exasperated. She raises her hands, dropping them with a sigh. Can we shut up about Dad and figure out a way off this cursed island? Fine, she says, but I'm not going to give up on trying to find a way off this island. We'll find a way. We? You reply, raising an eyebrow. I'm talking about you and me, us, against the world. Let's go and find us a cave to live in. How does that get us off the island, you shriek? Again, wasn't a shriek. It doesn't, she says. But it gets us a cave. Come on, follow me. You nod and you follow your sister through the island. After a while, you find the cave she's talking about. We need to work on our plan, Dasher says. Every time we discuss our plan, you suggest we do the opposite, so why don't you just tell me what your plan is, so I'm up to speed? Dasher smiles. Don't you want to know why my plan isn't working? Not particularly, you say. Fair enough. I can only assume by the fact that you're smiling that you're sabotaging this plan to escape at every turn, and you want us to live here. You might be right, Dasher says, shrugging. So, what's your plan? Dasher thinks for a moment. We need to get off this island, she says. I don't disagree, you reply. Should we hop in the speedboat I arrived in, you bark. We'd never make it, Dasher says. We'd be torn apart by the airship. But we could try, she says. No, we won't, you reply. Then, I guess there's really only one solution, you sigh. Fine, Dasher replies. I'll go back to my plan. What's your plan? You ask. We need a mountain of cheese, she says. Cheese? You back away slowly. Dasher has clearly gone as insane as Dad. Yes! We need to fill this entire cave with it, and... You hear a scream from the surface. It's your sister. Dasher! You shout, running outside. You run outside to search for the freshly teleported Dasher. Dasher! Where are you? You yell. You hear a scream and find your sister lying on the ground. Dasher! You shout, squatting to pick her up. You hear a laugh and quickly turn around. You see the ghostly image of a person wearing a large, filthy trench coat. It laughs and you recognise it as your sister. Who are you? You ask in fear.
I am your sister's keeper, she replies.
What do you mean?
I track the progress of your sister's soul to make sure it doesn't rot in hell.
I was just speaking to my sister just a few moments ago. How did she die?
From natural causes. Her heart gave out.
I'm sorry, you say.
It's fine, she replies. Now, I need to collect your soul.
My soul? You ask.
Yes, I'm going to give it to my master. He'll keep me company in my endless purgatory.
You hesitate for a moment. But what if there's a way I could help you escape? You say.
I doubt my master would agree to such a thing. If you can get him to promise, however, I might be able to get him to change my sentence to purgatory instead of hell.
You just said you were already in purgatory, you say. And I really don't see how that is much better.
Well, it's the best offer I can give you. I need my master's seal of approval to get out of hell.
Okay, you say. Will you take me to your master?
Yes.
The girl takes you through the forest, towards what seems to be her house. Your master lives in there, you ask.
No, My master is the one that lives in the house,
she replies. You walk inside of the strange building, which seems more like a group of houses stuck together than one building. You look around. So, where is your master? You ask. The girl pauses before pointing at a large person sitting in the corner.
That,
she says. You walk cautiously forward, weapon at the ready.
You will not hurt me unless you wish to suffer my master's wrath,
the large pile of rags says. Then I suggest you answer my questions quickly. Who are you? You demand.
My name is Thomas,
he says, his voice like dry leaves rubbing together. Thomas, I need you to release this girl from purgatory, you say forcefully.
I can't do that,
he says. You have to, you say. He sighs, stands up and walks over to you.
I need my master's permission, he says.
Oh, who is your master? You ask, exhausted.
My master is the devil.
What? You ask.
Yes,
he says.
Now, if you please, I really need my rest.
You sigh and back away. You turn to the girl. So, it looks like I need to battle the devil. I'm not sure it's worth it. I literally have a speedboat.
Oh my!
The girl says.
Thomas, release me from this torment.
A new voice cries out. You turn around to see a man standing in the doorway. Oh, now what? You yell.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I must ask you to release my prisoner,
he says. Who are you talking about? You ask.
Perhaps you haven't heard the news. My name is Alistair. I'm the devil.
You know what, Alistair? I don't care. I'm done with you. I'm done with Thomas, and I'm done with this island. You storm out of the cave. Alistair walks out of the cave shaking his head.
I don't understand it. He's done this before. He knows the pain of purgatory, and he doesn't care. I'll have to do something about this,
he says to himself. Yeah, well, count me out of it, you yell back to him as you climb into the speedboat. You slowly drift back out into open sea, heading for home. When you get back, you and your crew just stare silently at you in shock. You have no words. You could have helped, you say to your crew and head to bed. Well, there we go, everyone. ROLZAN. Yeah, that story is definitely the best one I've ever had on AI Dungeon. It is so all over the place. I don't know how it can be that confusing and nonsensical and still have a structure and make perfect sense. Yeah, amazing stuff. So there's episode 2 of AI Dungeon. I'm going to do more of these. If they're going to be of that caliber, I feel it's a duty. I need to put these stories out there on the internet. They're that good. Yeah, the voices still need work. My ghost voice from this week is the ghost voice from the last one. So maybe I could work on some more ghost voices. It seems like I'm going to battle ghosts in every story that I need to do. Yeah, I've got a few more of these lined up, so we'll see where they go. I want to try maybe something that's not fantasy, but at the minute fantasy seems to work best. I did one with a detective not long back, and it got really dark, and I don't think I can do dark at the moment. I can do stupid. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to let me know in the comments, or if there was things that you think I could do to work on next time. Again, that's also welcome. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!